Quote, I am thrilled that Durham was selected. The community is top-notch, and the people I met are brilliant, delightful, and solid. Thanks for assigning me to be their editor. ICF rocks. End of quotes. With those words in her email the following day, the top 7 site auditor for Durham, Canada, this year's Intelligent Community of the Year, finished her arduous work on behalf of the ICF Jury and let them decide. And they did decide. Durham is the Intelligent Community of the Year in 2025. In this edition of the Intelligent Community, the soul of the city, we're going to hear briefly from her. Cynthia Richmond has 3 decades of experience in economic development, and before her retirement, helped lead Arlington County, Virginia to three top 7 finishes. For those unfamiliar with our new Intelligent Community of the Year, what you're going to get today is a snapshot from the person who was on the ground judging them. So Ms. Richmond will tell us what she saw in Durham and why, in her view, the region deserved its title. By the way, Cynthia has been involved with the ICF, we were just talking about this, since 2008. Cindy, welcome to the Intelligent Community, the soul of the city. So Cindy, we were talking before. I did the top 7 site visit to Arlington County when you guys were, a perennial top 7 there in 08, and was obviously very impressed. So now, almost 20 years later, you go to Durham, Canada, as an ICF site auditor. And, we could tell that you got pretty excited, even though you were objective as heck in your report. What was it that impressed you about Durham?
It's hard. That's a great question. And I'm not even sure where to start because there's so much there. A couple of things that I do want to point out is that Durham Region is a region. It's about 1,000 acres. It's along Lake Ontario, right immediately adjacent to that behemoth of Toronto. And it's rolling hill. It's beautiful, rolling hills. It's got municipalities that are quaint and cute and just look straight out of a movie set. Some of them are. And it really is just absolutely, it's just a joyful place and comfortable place. It's not frenetic. It's kind of it. It is. Well, maybe that's it too. But I was so impressed from the second I landed at the airport and my driver on the way to Durham, we were talking about why I was there, and I told him about, the ICF, and she said, first thing out of her mouth was, "Oh, I'm an inventor, and I've done a lot of work in Durham. It's been very helpful." And I'm thinking, is this a plant? Turns out, no. She was it was a genuine, authentic person that just introduced me to this region in the most wonderful way.
Yeah. So joyful. That's really an interesting use of the word. Now, the other thing that you and I were talking about offline, you were involved with Arlington, close to Washington, D.C., a very political place, right? You had Supreme Court justices who lived there. It's a political place, right? Mm-hmm. And you go to Durham and they've got 8 different municipalities, right? Well, that somehow are working together to pull off this achievement. Talk to me about that.
So, regional governments can be really tricky. And when you have they have a regional government, and that government has their 8 municipalities, and they all participate together. And they do get things done. And when I asked Allison, who was walking with me, taking me through Durham, I said, how does this happen? And she says, well, we all get along. We work very, very hard to be congenial, Canada. And and to try and understand where people's points of view and be respectful.
Right.
And I met so many people that you can't have all those people fake that.
No, exactly.
These were genuine people that cared about Durham. They cared about other communities. They were supportive of other communities and what different people are doing. And that extends to industry. The industry people there, right. They're really partners with the region. The universities are partners with the region. And there's just a real sense of well-being and resilience in this area.
Yeah, and it's so insightful, Cindy, that you say that, because look, they don't all get along, right? That's bull, but they find a way to get along, even if they don't get along, right?
Exactly.
And what you described in your report and when you were talking to us is and you alluded to it, they've got this sense of the common good. That somehow they are all operating on that idea of this larger ideal, right?
Well,
and there's trust. There's trust in there.
Yeah, I think they're very planful, and I think they have mutual goals and mutual ideas and approaches to achieve those goals, and they really work hard about being intentional about what they do.
Yeah, that's
and
very
the
well
investments
said.
they make.
Yep. Well, let's get into that a little bit in the time we have, because we can talk about some of these things, but they are really performing at a lot of levels in about 5 key areas that you cited. And probably more. In your report, which you guys put out in October, to the jury, you said that you reported that it's a fast-growing region, I'm quoting you, whose appeal stems from, among other things, quote, an economy firmly grounded in innovation.
Yes.
Again, we find that so important at ICF, right? Innovation, as you know from Arlington County experience and others, just drives everything. Talk to me a little bit about what you saw in terms of innovation.
So I want to put a framework on how I think of innovation in Durham. One of it is the things they're actually doing are very innovative. But it's also the way they're doing it is innovative also. And it is intentional and purposeful. Mm-hmm. They have some things that just blew me away were what they're doing with clean energy. They're doing with Ontario Power. They've developed small modular reactors, little baby nuclear generators.
Yeah.
They're smaller than the room I'm in, and they're soon to be licensed and then retrofitted into a facility that's right in Durham. This will change nuclear power generation.
Exactly. Yeah.
So this is like a global impact thing.
And a lot of people don't even know about that.
No, it blew me away. It's also, though, the infrastructure they have to support that. They have a mock reactor that they use to train people. Whether it's you're training people to repair things if it has a problem or build things, it's fabulous. It's an entire mock reactor.
Yeah.
They also have a program where they have the only PhD program in nuclear engineering in Canada.
That's right.
So they're working at all sides of this clean energy.
We'll be back with more of the Intelligent Community in a moment. The Intelligent Community is the official podcast of the Intelligent Community Forum. For cities, counties, and regions around the world, ICF charts new paths to economic and community development using digital technology and a holistic approach to growth. We do it through a program called the Community Accelerator. Our work is based on the experience of more than 200 communities in an active network and 25 years of consulting and research into their best practices. To learn more about how your community can benefit or to become a member of our network, visit www.intelligentcommunity.org and look for us on X, Instagram, and LinkedIn @New Communities, and watch for Lou's weekly vlogs. This podcast is funded by the members of the forum and the ICF Institutes in Ohio and Taiwan. If you like this podcast and are hearing it for the first time, a new podcast drops every 2 weeks. To listen to previously released episodes, visit intelligentcommunity.org/podcast or wherever you get your podcasts. And now back to the Intelligent Community Podcast.
Yeah. And, in terms of the innovation, you reported on the way that the industry and the universities and the academic institutions all work together. And you say it's deliberate. I was blown away by some of the numbers you put into the report, that that Darlington new nuclear project is going to add 1,200 megawatts of clean energy to the grid through the installation of 4 of these little things, small reactors.
Yeah.
But what really blew me away, Cindy, was the next report. The next number, you said the project will boost the province of Ontario's GDP by $13.7 billion.
It's a big deal.
They're creating that's real money.
It's real money and it's a real investment. And here's the other thing that they do that I think is so wonderful. Because, nuclear power, people get kind of weird about it sometimes. They have invested a whole lot of time and ideas, interacting with the public and letting the public become aware of what nuclear power really is and what it's able to do and how it's, the safeguards they have. And so the public is actually really behind this. And I just think that was they again, another very purposeful investment to have this happen.
And go ahead.
The other thing that's cool, very close to this, to their headquarters, Ontario headquarters, is the York Durham Energy Center, which is basically they burn residential waste and convert it to power. And I can remember back in the 70s when I first went into one of those facilities that was burning waste for power. And you could smell it miles and miles away. And they never worked. And it was just, this thing is amazing. And actually it's again, people travel from all over the world to go and see this thing. They've actually won a lot of awards. They're in the Guinness Book of World Records, which is definitely cool.
That's very cool.
And it's just, again, they do a whole lot of interacting in the community. They have community days where people come to the place to watch things burn up.
Right. But
we all like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And like you say, they communicate it, they sell it. So there's this level of trust. Everybody buys in because, as you say, nuclear is not the most popular energy source, even though it's advanced so far and it's going to be so important. And that's just one of 4 priority clusters. The other ones include arts and culture, agriculture, agri-food. So they've got a lot going on there. And as you say, they're purposeful in every area. Or at least that's what came through in your report.
Cluster?
Yeah, quickly, because I want to jump to economic development.
Is they have, as part of Ontario Tech, they have this wind tunnel, a climatic wind tunnel, where they used it. Originally, it was put in to test automobiles and various things. This thing is now used to test a whole lot of things. And it is so exciting to go there. It's also used. They bring students in, and firefighters and EMT workers in the community to train in conditions of hot desert and cold Arctic.
Yeah, I remember
So
that.
it's not just a really cool facility to advance an industry sector. It's actually, they've interwoven it into training in the community for the betterment of the community.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah. And there's a lot of things like that going on, and I'm glad you got a chance to look at them all. And they work you too, right? They wake you up at like 5 a.m. to do stuff. Your specialty, where you were really excellent, was in economic development. You're considered, top of class in your day. Looking at them now, they're going to grow. There are 750,000 people now, but they're expecting to really expand. Yeah. So I have to ask you the question, what do they lack in terms of economic development?
So
where's the Achilles heel?
Where they're different than, say, their neighbor, Toronto, is they don't have that huge city and population and those dynamics going on there that have been going on there forever. Durham, some of the communities are historic, but in terms of advancing economic development, for a while, Durham was an automobile area. Manufactured Chevrolet was there. So it was very much an automobile area. And what they've been able to do is take some of that mindset and that infrastructure and convert it into other newer technologies and newer approaches. And so it's not that they lack anything. I just think they're in this certain phase of development where they are positioned to just blow it out of the water.
Okay. So they have to complete and execute on it. It has to move all the way
but they're doing it.
Transition. They're doing it.
They're absolutely doing it.
Okay, so they don't lack very much right now. You think?
I don't think they do. I think they have more opportunity because they are really able to invest and do these things all at once and not have to deal with some legacy pieces that many other communities have to deal with. Right.
Yeah, it's well said. Cindy, last question, because we're retitling our Intelligent Community podcast, The Soul of the City. If you were to describe, and I know you're going to have to put on your ministerial cloak now, if you were to describe the soul of Durham, what would it be? Because every place does have a soul.
So I think it's got to be what a connected ecosystem they have that involves people, it involves resources, it involves intentional plans that have been done. It is it's about well-being and resilience and caring.
Yeah.
They are truly, many of these investments, and we don't have time to get into it, but many of these investments do really benefit underserved communities, do really benefit people that need opportunities, and benefits rural communities that are not being left behind. They're being redirected in a way that they are going to be economically more successful.
Yeah, they care about each other. And that came through. Listen, Cindy, I really appreciate you going up there and being the site auditor for this, because it's a lot of work, but you came out of there enthusiastic, and we really appreciate. I know the jury appreciates your work and your time spent up there. And I'm glad you had a good time.
Oh, it was fabulous, and I have been drinking the ICF Kool-Aid for years.
That's right.
And I truly believe
You're
it.
in the cult. Yes.
And I am totally in the cult. And that's where Durham whoa, they've got it in spades.
Yeah.
So I am so thrilled that they did so well, and I congratulate them, and I love all of them.
Yeah, they're wonderful people, and they work so hard.
They do.
God bless them.
They do.
And like in Arlington, generations in the future are going to benefit from that work. Cindy, it's great to see you. And, don't unpack that suitcase. We're going to send you out next year as well.
I hope so. Lou, it was great to see you again.
Great to see you.
thank you for what you all do. And I wish I could have made it to Vietnam, but I am going to be in Columbus next year.
Oh, good. Good. Maybe we'll see you in some of the other places as well. But in the meantime, have a happy holiday.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
Lou. Bye-bye.
Take care. That concludes my conversation with ICF Site Auditor for Durham, Canada, Cynthia Richmond. For more information about Durham, visit intelligentcommunity.org/awards. And again, thanks, Cindy, for doing that hard work and issuing that report to the jury. Learn about the Intelligent Community Forum's awards, method, and network, which you can plug into by following us on Facebook and X at New Communities. And get a new podcast every 2 weeks at intelligentcommunity.org or wherever you get your podcasts. Congratulations to our new Intelligent Community of the Year. And don't forget, you can nominate your community for this award by visiting intelligentcommunity.org or sending a request to awards@intelligentcommunity.org. Deadline for 2026 awards is January 31st. For the Intelligent Community Podcast and our producer, Ari Yates, I'm Lou Zaccarella, reminding you that there really is no place like home. Take care, everybody.